Founded in the early 16th century, Mexico City stands on top of what once was Tenochtitlan, the cultural and political center of the Aztec Empire, which was later taken over by Spanish conquistadors. Today, it is one of the most populated cities in the world and also my hometown or place of birth. Having lived in Mexico City all my life, I can say confidently that Mexico City is a metropolis of contrasts. It is amazing, astonishing even, to see all these bustling, overbuilt, cosmopolitan, heavy traffic areas with tall buildings and lots of people coming in and out of them, next to this mosaic of avenues, quiet neighborhoods resembling slow-paced rural villages, such as Coyoacán in this case. To see both of those areas or different parts of the city next to each other it's unique. That's all. It's very, very unique. And ultimately, I think that's what I love most about the city. I think both the urban and the rural coexist so perfectly. There is not two like Mexico City, there is only one Mexico City. It's clear that its inhabitants have sought to preserve the magnificence of the past also, including the ruins of the main Aztec temple and some mixture of 19th century French-style mansions and other buildings in, for example, the Zócalo with its colonial buildings. And speaking of colonial buildings, we have the Metropolitan Cathedral. We also have others like churches. The old Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe is there. The Palace of Fine Arts, which is really, really pretty and really, really distinguishable from other buildings, are there. So you can see how the past exists in Mexico City, how it is valued. But you can also see that its residents embrace modernity. It is evidenced by world-class buildings and the architecture of some others that Mexico consumes steel, concrete, and glass and uses them in a lot of structures, such as maybe the Torre Latinoamericana or Latin American Tower, which stands big and tall and it is very prominent. It is wow. And there's also other neighborhoods which are not so calm and not so past-like, like Paris Sur, Santa Fe, and maybe also the World Trade Center is a big building like that. There's also Paseo de la Reforma, which is very pretty, very modern, and built with the purpose of having cars passing through the middle. I think that's just amazing. There's also, let's speak about other things that are more classical to Mexico, like the supermarkets, which they're modern supermarkets like those you'll see in many other countries, but rural markets, traditional markets have not been distinguished. They are thriving. They are the places where you go to get fruit, where you go get chicken and other meats if you want them fresh, where you go get tortillas. Those are not found in all the modern places, but are found in the past and conserved areas of Mexico, the more rural ones. I really think that at its heart, Mexico City not only values and adores its past, but it also has future aspirations. It also has wishes for what it wants to become, and it doesn't forget about the past, but it also keeps the future in mind. I think that's really something to be admired. And let's talk about its people, right? Because its people are also very diverse. There are a lot of people born there, yeah, but there are also a lot of immigrants which come from various different countries in every corner of the world. There are also lots of foreign people which come from overseas, and well, there's very much someone from everywhere in the world. And these people are also so warm, so welcoming. That's what I've heard from a lot of foreign people, that we Mexicans are also very receptive, very open to other people. And I don't know, there's plenty of things I like about Mexico. There's particularly Mexico City, which is the place I grew up in. And I think that I can trace lots of things from my personality and from the person who I am today back to the place I was born and I've lived through all my life, especially now that I live somewhere else. Right now I live in Nuevo León, which isn't quite the same, right? I miss, for example, the food. I miss the spicy food from Mexico City, which I know there's plenty of food here, but there's more at stake and there isn't as many options to try there, right? And I know that every time I am hungry for a taco, and every time I want some salsa, I know that's because I'm from Mexico City, right? And I'm used to heavy traffic because I was born there in the city with a lot of cars and a lot of traffic, where going from one place to another takes you about 30 minutes or something, right? So I live next to the Autódromo in Rodriguez, so I'm used to hearing cars at night and not being able to sleep because of lots of people chatting and car horns. That's just something I will never forget. And there's also music, right? Not only music, and the one we hear and listen to at artists, and not only original music, but also the chit-chattering of people all over the place, or in every corner of the city, every street, there's people chatting, and that noise makes part of Mexico City's music, right? And let's not talk about cultural heritage or other assets. There's plenty of museums and there's plenty of art coming from Mexico. There's plenty of inventions, even technology. What about color TV that was made here in Mexico, right? And I'm proud of that, right? I'm proud of every part that identifies me as being born in Mexico and Mexico City in particular. That is my home in the end. And well, I am from Mexico City. I am Chilango, and I really love it. I'm really proud of where I come from. I'm really proud of all my past and all the things that made me from here. Everything I can trace, I am proud of that.